Mathews. He's a professor of political science at Cypress College in Los Angeles. Peter, you know the words animals, rapists, murderers, drug dealers. Donald Trump hasn't used that language here. He's being fairly scientific about this approach. What do you make of it?
Well, I think an election is coming up, and I think that he has been influenced heavily by Stephen Miller and Mark Morgan now. Stephen Miller, came from Santa Monica High School, and at one time, Stephen Miller actually had a good friend for about 3 years until ninth grade who was Latino. And Stephen Miller at ninth grade said to him, "Listen, I can't be your friend anymore because you are Mexican. We can't be friends anymore." So there's an inherent racist approach here. And in this sense, you're talking about families being separated. If he puts ICE on these people to go and bust them up and take them out of their homes or in schools or wherever they're at, children will be left at home who are or in school who are actually citizens, while their parents are being taken away from their home after dropping them off at school. A very inhumane practice. It does not solve anything. I think that he's trying to reach for his political base to make sure he gets those votes. The hardcore Trump supporters who want this to be taken care of, which he promised them a wall, but he couldn't build one yet, so he's doing this.
Yeah, we're expecting in a few hours, late on Tuesday, I believe it will be in the United States at least anyway, that Donald Trump is going to confirm his candidacy for re-election next year in that contest in 2020. Is there any legal recourse that either his opponents or even illegal aliens, and I use that phrase because that's the accepted American terminology as far as customs is concerned and immigration departments in the United States. Many people think that just simply the word illegal is demeaning to any immigrant, but I'm using the official terminology.
Well, frankly, there will be some court cases. I mean, the ACLU might take up a court case or two on behalf of undocumented immigrants. And there's also asylum seekers. Some of these folks are asylum seekers who are waiting to get a response in a trial, or at least a hearing from an asylum judge, and they've been released, and some of them are going to be arrested for overstaying their time. Most of them come back and go to the hearing. This is a real problem, though. This is a nation of immigrants, and it sends a very wrong signal, a very dangerous signal to people who are hardworking in this country illegally, perhaps because of economic reasons, because the U.S. is involved with free trade, not fair trade. It helped to increase the illegal immigration from south of the border. And so these folks are working in picking lettuce and working in restaurants, and many of them are very law-abiding citizens with children go to school here. This will be a horrible disruption of their lifestyle and a really bad mark on the United States as what we stand for. It's the wrong way to go about it. We should be helping these people get settled and have a path to citizenship, as President Reagan once actually did.
Peter, there's so many issues here to get an analysis on, but I want to look at this specific issue of designating Guatemala as a safe third country. When looked at from the outside, that looks absolutely crazy because Guatemala is going through so much drug violence that the leading candidate to become the next president actually wants to send the army into the streets to literally fight the drug gangs. How can that be a safe third country?
Impossible. So it's a total ridiculous argument that he's going to get Guatemala to sign this safe third country agreement when Guatemala itself, people are fleeing that place. It's been a horrendous scourge since the generals were supported by the United States in overthrowing a democratically elected president, Jacobo Arbenz, in 1954. He was elected democratically to do some land reform, and the fact that the United Fruit Company owned land there and some investors from the United States did not like that, the U.S. government backed a military coup in Guatemala and overthrew the democratic president, and then at that time, the generals took over, and there was civil war, and there was suppression by a military government. The United States kept on basically supporting it, and many came here as refugees from that and from a lot of tremendous poverty there. And now you have this horrendous suppression of human rights in Guatemala, and here's President Trump. Is he joking when he says that he's going to get Guatemala to sign a safe third country? It's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard, to be honest with you.
Peter, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate the analysis. Thanks for joining us on TRT World. Peter Mathews speaking to us from California.